everybody, men and women of the Kobe fandom. Welcome back. We're just gonna do another vinyl update. It's gonna be a bit. I'm expecting it to be a bit longer than usual because I haven't uploaded in a while. So there's a couple of things. Couple of disclaimers before we start. Even though I just want to get right into this. I haven't listened to any of these albums yet, just because I've been busy, you know, it's been whatever. And two, there is a person who subscribed to my channel a little while ago, and he commented on my video about Can, Talk, and Miles Davis, and he recommended Chet Baker. I really liked the response that he gave, but he recommended Chet Baker due to my like for Miles Davis's music. I just want to let you know, I have not completely listened to Chet Baker yet. I've listened to a little bit of Chet Baker Sings, and I think it's really good. But I just want to let you know, I wanted to give you an update personally. Okay, that's a personal message. Okay, for Brad, I believe. Okay, so a couple of these things, they are from different pickups, you know. I've gotten these from different places. I will give a short description of where I picked it up, you know. So the first one was in Ka-Chunk Records in Annapolis. I bought this along with 5 or other records. The total ended up being $180, I think, but it's okay. $180, obviously. This is Wire 154. This is a good art punk album. The first time I heard it was about a year ago, junior year in high school. I remember sitting outside in the senior garden and listening to it while I was painting. I think it was the first Wire album that I've heard completely. I tried listening to Pink Flag before that, and I didn't really like it. I was kind of drawn into the album artwork, and I think it's one of my favorite album covers, just with how simplistic it is, but it's a really good album. I kind of forgot about it until I went to Annapolis, and I found it under Wire, you know. But yeah, if you're into stuff like maybe Joy Division or Public Image Limited or other punkish stuff that delves into artsy kind of stuff, you know, any new wave, you should check Wire out. But 154, it's probably not the first Wire album you should listen to, because I think I listened to Pink Flag only like a month or so ago at the gym, and I think that would be a better introductory album for Wire than this one. Listen to Pink Flag first if you can, but this album is also good. I just think this album would be harder to listen to first because it's a bit weirder. But I'm glad to have this because I think it's going to sound good. Okay, next up, this one was also picked up in Ka-Chunk Records, and this is actually, if for those of you hardcore fans who remember my first video, this was on my records wish list, and I finally found one. Unfortunately, it's not the same pressing that I was hoping for, but I found it, and that is Slowdive's Pygmalion. Music on Vinyl has its own outer sleeve. It's a great album. I'm not going to listen to this anytime soon yet because I feel like this music is more for colder stuff. It's ambient. It's dreamy. I mean, I know Slowdive has always been like dreamy rock stuff, but this is just different. It's not like Souvlaki or the self-titled album. It's a lot different. It's got, you know, these sustained hi-hats and percussion and sustained guitar. I think Neil Halstead, who is the singer of the band, he said he wanted to make ambient sorry, organic ambience with this album, you know. Make it sound organic and natural. I think he did a good job. Apparently this pressing sounds really good. This isn't the same pressing as the smoky green one that I wanted. It's just on standard black, but that's okay. That's what it looks like. I do like the album artwork. Alright, this one was also picked up in Annapolis. This is a rather weird one. Some of you might not like it if I recommend it to you, but if you like the soundtrack to Uncut Gems, or if you like maybe Vaporwave, or if you like Aphex Twin, you might like this. Daniel Lopatin, he did the soundtrack for Uncut Gems. He also, I think, mixed the recent Weekend album. But this is under a different name, Oneohtrix Point Never's R+7. Yes, I don't understand what it is with the weird album titles today, but this is a good album. And this is one of my favorite album covers also. It's just very weird. I mean, if you guys have ever heard of like stuff like Liminal Spaces or anything, but this isn't exactly like it, but like you can just imagine your own little world with what's on the front, you know? Like think about what's going on outside this window, what's going on through that doorway, what this block is here for. It's just really cool, and I think it, with how simplistic it is, it still does, you know, complement whatever the music is. I've listened to the music before. I think the first time I listened to this album, it was 2 years ago, but it's really good. I just love this I love the progressive electronic artwork that most modern electronic musicians put out. But Oneohtrix Point Never especially, I think, you know, I think it's really good. Again, I haven't listened to any of these records yet, so I don't know exactly what the pressing quality is. My old coworker, he recommended that I do album reviews on how albums sound. I don't really ever want to do actual album reviews where like I give albums a actual objective numerical score. It's a whole can of worms to open up, and I don't think for this kind of video, but I just don't want to influence, you know, other people's opinions, you know. I do have a Rate Your Music account, but I think it'd be different to make a YouTube. And I don't want to have a music account where it just winds up being, I gave this album a 6 out of 10 or whatever. You know, I think that's where every music account winds up. In my opinion, you know, not to crap on anybody else. That's just my opinion. If I do album reviews, it's going to be based on like how it sounds, what that pressing is. And if I think it's good or if it's bad, I'll just say, hey, I think it's pretty good, you should check it out. Or hey, I don't really like it that much, but you might like it, so whatever. This one actually was not picked up in Annapolis, and this was an impulsive buy for some reason. I was about to leave the store, and then I saw it, and I was like, I don't want to leave the store without buying something, because that would just be rude. If I don't like it, I'll just sell it, but or I'll give it back to them. But this completes the Led Zeppelin self-titled collection I have. This is Led Zeppelin 3. So I now have Led Zeppelin 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of them originals except for the Led Zeppelin 2, which is a repress, I think, from 2011. I tried listening to this album a year or so ago. After Immigrant Song, I didn't really like it, but I'll try again, obviously. I'll see what I think about it. But this was not picked up in Annapolis. This was picked up at Groove On Records in Easton. Still kind of excited about it. It's even got the little wheel on the cover. I'm sure you know about it if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, but it's got the little wheel that spins, you know? Like that. It changes the cover up a little bit. I love albums that are like that. So that's that. So this is a funny one. I'm not big on video game soundtracks, really. Because I don't play video games that much, but this has been on my wish list for a while. And there was even one point where like I was going to buy it from Discogs, but then I realized it was cheaper on Bandcamp. When I tried buying it directly from Bandcamp, my card was declined because I hadn't set it up correctly yet. I pretty much forgot about it, but when I was in Annapolis at that same record store, there was a crate under one of the tables, meaning that it was, you know, a crate of records that they didn't want to show off because they didn't think, you know, they were as precious as other ones. I was looking through it, and then I was flipping through the records, and I was like, all right, this is getting boring, and I stopped. And then as I was pushing the records away, I noticed a little sticker of the album that I stopped at, that I glanced at. And then I was like, wait a second, that looks familiar. And I opened it back up, and I realized that this is the album that I was looking for earlier. And this had a good discount on it. Well, because it was already open, but I found it, and it's pretty cool. But this is the Donkey Kong Country original soundtrack recreated, and as far as I've heard, it sounds pretty much exactly the same as the original. I don't know why it was recreated, but I think it's because whoever owns the album, and I think it was David Wise and whoever else, Nintendo, they don't have it on streaming, they don't have it anywhere, you can't buy it anywhere, I don't think. So I think that maybe just influenced this person to make their own, using the exact same instruments and technology and MIDI keyboards that David Wise had used to make this soundtrack. And I bought this specifically for the one song, Aquatic Ambience, because I listen to that song a lot when I'm trying to sleep or if I'm just trying to relax. I think it's a really good song, and as far as video game music goes, I think it's perfect. There's also the Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack, but I don't have that one. I don't plan on getting it, but there's a couple songs on there that are pretty good. But it's on Banana Vinyl. It's by Jammin' Sam Miller, so you should check it out. It's still on Bandcamp, and it's on Discogs if you want to buy it. This one, also bought in Annapolis. This is Future Days by Can. On gold vinyl. This completes my holy trilogy of Can albums. It's Tagamago, Ege Bamyazi, and Future Days, which I think are considered the holy trilogy of Can, like their top 3 albums, and I now have all 3 of them, which is good. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Can, so I think that's exciting. Up next, this one was actually bought in Berlin, Maryland, at Soundstorm Records. I've gone there a couple times now. I was on a beach trip with my friends for 4 days, and we stopped by there. Beach trip was really fun, but I decided to get a record because I wanted it kind of as a souvenir for the trip that we had. So I found one of my favorite artist albums. This is Boards of Canada's Peel Sessions from 98. This includes Aquarius, Happy Cycling, and Olsen. Not that big of an album. It's not even an album, it's just like a little recording session thing. But I have a couple of Boards of Canada albums already, so I figured, you know, why don't I pick this one up? Yeah, so I got this from Berlin. Kind of as a souvenir, but I also like Boards of Canada, so it's not going to go to waste. Up next, this one's interesting. I've always wanted to buy box sets, and in Annapolis, I bought this. This is Once Twice Melody by Beach House. It's a huge box set. And just like the 45 RPM audiophile, I like to keep the records outside of the box on my shelf. So the actual records within the album are right here. But it comes in this box that is kind of like a booklet. And I think that's what the album is actually going for, because each side of the records are separated into what is called chapters. Like chapter 1, Pink Funeral, chapter 2, New Romance. Comes with this huge booklet. Comes with 2 posters. Huge fan of Beach House, and I kind of just wanted to get a box set. There was also the Nirvana box set of Nevermind, but I'm not really that big of a fan of Nirvana anyway, so I mean, I think they're good, but I just wouldn't I don't think I would buy a box set for them. But yeah, I'll probably give a review on this once I'm done with it, because it's a pretty big purchase, you know. Okay. Up next, we get to the good stuff. Colby, what do you mean by the good stuff? What do you think I mean by the good stuff? I mean the Beatles. I mean the Beatles. If you know me, you know that I love the Beatles. Okay, who doesn't? This is Beatles albums from now on, okay? Only 3, but it's still good. So first, I bought this at Spin Groove in Easton. Spin Groove Records. This is an original mono version of the Beatles Revolver from the year 1966. So I now have a stereo version of Revolver and a mono original of Revolver. The stereo is a repress. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. I didn't like the album at first, to be honest, but I've kind of gotten into it after listening to it a couple times. Not my favorite Beatles album, but still good. And up next, we have another White Album. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been talking about the White Album. You know, I have the repress that I did a review on. Opening, not a review, an opening. And I finally got a stereo repress, not numbered, and it's got great text. This is from, what year? I believe it was only released a year or two after the actual album. It's on an Orange Capital. Orange Capital. May not be able to find a year on it. Yeah, I don't think I can find it. But yeah, there's one White Album. The last one, ladies and gentlemen, is an original White Album with a number on it. Okay, I've been looking for the number. I've been looking for the numbered White Album. Okay, you all know how crazy I am for the numbered White Album, and I finally have one. It's in stereo. Oh, but it's okay. All right, this is number A1558994. Covers, it's in fair condition, you know. I got it in its outer sleeves, so can't get any more beat up than it already is. But I'm excited to have a numbered Beatles White Album. And don't worry, these Beatles White Albums are going to be put to good use, unlike that one guy who collects 18 million of them and, you know, considers it an art project. No, I'm gonna put these to good use. Here's the albums. I have them in an extra outer sleeve because they're not gonna fit, but yeah, this is an original stereo, you know, Capital. I don't really think there's a mono original US pressing. I don't think there is, but maybe there is, I don't know. I'll try to find one. But yes, this is what I'm most excited for. It's got the text, and it's got the number. The number, that's what we care about, guys. Okay, that's all for now. As you can see, I've got my whole collection right back here. I hope you guys are doing well. You know, for those of you who are actually invested in watching my videos, and don't click on it and then get bored after 5 seconds, if you've made it all the way here, just tell me about some records that you've bought, possibly. I don't know, I just want to talk to some people on YouTube. If not, that's fine. If you're just a quiet type, that's okay. But I want to let you know that I appreciate your I appreciate that you like my videos, and thank you, Brad, once again, for subscribing and giving me recommendations on Chet Baker. I'll be back. Uploads may not be as consistent, if they're even already consistent, but since I'm going to be going to college in a couple weeks, but don't worry, I'll still be here. I'll still be somewhere, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's all. Have a nice day, guys.